All right, we'd like to welcome everybody watching on the Elite Redfish Series fan page, and we are so sorry for the bandwidth trouble and not being able to stream the first 93 anglers, but we've got 7 left to go, and so we're so sorry you missed the majority of the weigh-in, but we're going to show you what we got with 7 great guys over here ready to hit the stage. My name is Pat Malone, and this is the Texas swing of the Elite Redfish Series solo tour. We've been over in the eastern part of the United States, central part. Now we're in our Texas swing, the first tour stop right here in beautiful Port Arthur, Texas. This is the High Torque Hurricane presented by Visit Port Arthur, Texas. So thank you so much for tuning in. We've got some guys ready to go, and they are very much incentivized today because tonight we have thrown out the spread. We've got them a beautiful, great ribeye dinner, and you've never seen guys want to get weighed in so fast and get to the next part of this day. So we're going to do that. The first angler to come up is going to be Mr. Mike Fournette. He's been out there all day battling the elements. Let me tell you, it's a 2-day tournament. These guys are allowed to weigh in 3 fish, 20 to 28 inches, right here in these beautiful Texas waters. And Mike is fishing for a host of companies, Frog Togs, Tidewater Boats, of course, Strike King. And these guys are going to come up and weigh their fish. This is going to be, today's competition will lead into their boat launch order for tomorrow, as we do on the tour. And then we're going to also pay out a $4,000 big red bounty at this tournament. So the single biggest redfish of the tournament is going to take home $4,000. And we're excited about that. That is the Brecknell Big Red Challenge. And we are excited to see who takes that off this stage. So a lot of money, a lot of prizes, a lot of great looking trophies from the fine folks at MX Trophies. And we're going to start getting it done. Before you can get to day 2, you got to have day 1. And really excited about tomorrow after the pros weigh in on the boater side. Then we've got our first kayak open of the season, and we have got 32 anglers waiting to go in that. They're all teamed up. They fish from their own kayak. They're going to be hitting the stage tomorrow afternoon, and that's going to be a lot of fun. 32 competitors, 32 kayaks, but they're going to team up into 16 teams. So right now, if you're here, put your hands together as Mike hits the stage. Here we go, Mr. Mike Fournette from Moreno, Louisiana. That don't look as big as what was in your box. Did Toady take one from you?
Somehow, some way, I think he did. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you had like 30 pounds.
I think he's like a magician or something.
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you what. We know where he's hiding them if he did, in fact, do that. Mike, you had a good day on the water, but was not able to get that big kicker fish today, or you got a big one?
I got a good one. I got one good one. I have one that's a puppy, and had another. I had 3 fish.
Yeah, and one of them we'll talk about that in a minute.
All right.
All right, buddy, put them on the scales. Let's see what we got. The scales have been tared to include the weigh bag. He's got 2 fish, 2 alive. Your total weight is going to be 1101. 1101. Take out your puppy and leave the big one. Let's set the big fish mark. Total weight is 1101. And you know what? If I don't touch the fish, we'll just call it 1101 for that fish.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, you're always so agreeable. Here we go. And the first Brecknell Big Red of the day is going to come in at 778. 778. That's not bad. Almost 8 pounds.
I would have thought he weighed more than that. I didn't weigh him, obviously. I didn't need to. You can ask Toady. I mean, he was 27 3/4.
What do you think he weighed?
I was thinking 8, 8 1/4. But
Y'all guys want to say 8 1/4? That good with y'all? Do y'all? Well, let's show them what it looks like, and then we'll decide, Mike.
I don't think anybody's going to agree to that.
You know?
Nah, no one's going to agree to that.
Not this
Nor
group.
would I want them to.
Not this group. All right, put your hands together if you're sitting here. Look at Mike's great-looking fish. There we go. He's on the board. He is the leader. Mike, let's move to the left side of the stage and just go and put him in the red box. And then come back here. We got a towel for you. Thank you, Miss Tammy, for helping. 1101 with a 778. 1101 with a 778. Talk to me about that one that truly did get away.
You know, that's all I could do was laugh when it happened. On the boat that I'm fishing out of, it's the live well is shallow, and it's even with the back deck. And the back deck is not deep at all as far as to the transom to the end of the boat. I went and looked at the fish, and he was belly up. Well, I thought he was sick. I got oxygen running, so his head was facing the stern. So I go to grab him at the tail just to roll him over, and as soon as I grabbed him at the tail, he shot out like a darn rocket.
Playing possum on you, acting like he's dead, and then at his first opportunity, he just jumps out of the live well. How big was he? I know you said he wasn't a great big one, but in a tournament like this, 5 pounds can make a difference.
And that's what he was. He was 5.5 pound fish. He wasn't anything special, but by the end of the day tomorrow, 5.5 pounds could mean a lot.
Well, talk to us a little bit about your day. I know that you got out there. You've had some equipment issues. No excuses, but you shout out to Scooter for helping getting you going. He's got to get you again this afternoon over in Beaumont, taking care of your trolling motor. What's it like to get out there and you just want to find fish, and now you've got to become a mechanic and try to get all this stuff fixed?
Yeah, and what happened with my trolling motor, there's no way that I could fix it out there. It's impossible. And, that kind of stuff just happens when you're in this in our environment. So it's it's not a knock on any manufacturer or anything like that. It's just what happens, and only problem is it happens at the wrong time.
Yeah, there's never a right time for it, but it'd be a whole lot better during pre-fishing or home guiding, and you got time to kind of react and get some things put together. But you're talking about equipment, so we need to talk about your sponsors. Let's do that, Mike.
Yeah, and I'm very blessed. Very appreciative for my sponsors, Strike King, Frog Togs, McLean Trailers. I got to look sometimes. It's terrible, but
You got so many.
Lose.
You want me to read them? Lose, Lure Rock, Atlas, Seagar, Duck It. How can you? Is it Seagar? Is it not Seagar?
Yeah, and they're great, and they're great. Absolutely, the way I was fishing today, and I can say this honestly. I'm not sure other lines would have held up because I got wrapped around in the rocks a couple of times, and I really thought I was going to lose the fish, and I didn't. So, you got to have confidence in the equipment you're using, and that 100%, I really don't worry about it. I'll free spool a fish if he gets where he's not supposed to. Let him swim off, and then hopefully he comes back out in the right direction.
Yeah.
And like you said, duck it rods. I actually scaled down on my rods halfway during the day today with a lighter action, and for the baits that I was using, it made a huge difference on my casting distance. So, and it's actually one of my signature rods, and I was very pleased with that.
Well, I tell you what, with the weather we've been dodging, the rain, the lightning, and stuff like that, what a great opportunity to talk about Frog Togs. I know you love the product. Before being sponsored by them, they make a great lightweight rainwear, foul weather gear, second to none. And I know you had to put that on a few times out there today.
Well, I guess it was probably about 10:30 or so. It just got dark, and it was raining not a mile away from me, coming towards me. I said, "Okie dokie, it's Frog Tog time." It's time to do it. And you could almost hear the rain. It wasn't but 200 yards away from me, and it kind of veered and went to the right. And I'm like, well, I know I was protected, but I'm glad it didn't hit me.
It's better to have it, not need it, than need it, not have it. And, of course, we have to talk about family. You've probably got Michael and Stephen out working today at Redfish Lodge of Louisiana, but I know Miss Lori's probably watching, and you got new puppies and existing puppies and all that. Let's say hello to the family.
Yeah, I couldn't do it without them. They helped get me ready, and it's still a major challenge right now, especially poor Lori. She's got the lodge isn't done yet. We're we're still trying to get contractors to do what they say they're going to do in a timely fashion. But I don't think that really, in the real world, I don't think that happens. I'm learning that more and more. So we're hoping in the next, I keep saying this from month to month, we're hoping the next 2 to 3 weeks we'll be back open.
All right, that's Redfish Lodge of Louisiana. This is Mike Fournette. He's going to be back tomorrow. He's going to go get some stuff worked on. Scooter Dalio, I know you wanted to give a shout-out. He's helped you with your Minn Kota trolling motors and all that over in Beaumont. We appreciate him, and I know you got to go see him right now.
Yeah, and that was the first time I met him was this week, and I think I've spent way too much time with him this week. In fact, I called him on the phone a little while ago. I said, Scooter, I said, you're coming home with me, dude. Yeah. I think I need you.
Yeah, I need my own personal mechanic. Mike, it's great to see you. Get your stuff fixed up. I know we'll see you in the morning. You'll be ready to go again, day 2. Mr. Mike Fournette, we appreciate you so much. All right. Hold on a second, troublemaker. All right, coming up next, this is angler number 103, Stingery Restaurant Marina. Come on up here. Tony Viator drove all the way from Winnie to make it this week. Our guys travel. Well, we appreciate that, son. Here we go. You got two of them, or did you talk him into a third one?
I got three.
Okay, so you got the one that jumped out of Mike's. Okay, here we go. Three fish. Now, Mike's got 11:01. Get your hands off the table. I know that trick. See, that's what I get for messing around. All right, here we go. Three fish, three alive, 20:48, 20:48. Reach in and grab your two littlest ones. Two littlest ones. Take them out. Let's leave that big red in there for the Brecknell Challenge. 20:48. He said that's more than what he thought. So we got one that said it's not what he thought he had as much, and we got one that says it's more. So I guess we're right down the middle, aren't we? Well, it's pretty good when you pull out an 8-pounder as one of your smaller ones. Oh, yeah, that's an immediate penalty. Don't worry, Mike, you're still in the lead. Get a hold. You got time. Hey, get a hold of him. Can we get a rod and a jig? You got them? Okay, now that's your smallest ones. That's a small one.
That's the smaller of them, I think.
He thinks.
I didn't weigh them. When you only catch three, you don't have to weigh them.
Wait now, wait. What'd you say?
When you only catch three, you don't have to weigh them.
When you only catch three the whole day, you don't have to weigh them. Okay, Mike's got a 778. Your big red is going to weigh 776. You think that's the big one? Or do you want to change it out?
I sure hope so.
Huh? We're going to leave it like that. Let's reach in. Hey, once you put your small one back in the bag, keep your big one out. Hey, y'all look at this and tell me if you don't think this one's bigger. Now, he's already ran out of time to change it. Come here. There we go. Now you can put your hands together. Go ahead and make some noise for him. Which one you think? Oh, you feel good about the one you picked?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, put him in that red box and come back and talk to me. There's your third fish right there, too. 776 on the Brecknell Big Red Challenge. All right, Tony, two really good fish. One of them I know you wanted to call, but you said you only caught three the whole day?
I only caught three keepers all day. I caught
Some overs?
No, I caught some unders.
Oh, wow. Talk about that, because, when you're in Port Arthur, usually it's the opposite problem. The fish are too big. What happened today for you?
When we started this morning, we had that weather over on the Louisiana side, so I decided to stay over here, work some shoreline down here. There's a lot of fish over there. They're just not very big. And so I caught that smallest fish, 3 or 4 that were like 18, 19 inches, and then the weather finally cleared, let me get over there where I wanted to go fishing, and like I was able to get 2 out of about 25 fish to eat.
Those two big ones come on sight casting. Were you finally able to see them? Is that, I know you don't look for excuses, but is that the reality of it? If you're blind casting, you're kind of struggling.
I really don't feel like that. It's just that when you're sight fishing, obviously when you throw, the fish is there. But the problem was just that these fish were small, and there's a lot of them over there on that end of the lake up here. But those fish over there, I don't know what their problem was. I just couldn't get them to bite. They just ignored everything I threw at them.
And didn't they eat pretty good yesterday? Weren't they pretty receptive yesterday?
Yesterday, but it didn't get good until about 1 o'clock.
Yeah, and see, what I'm wondering is that's when that storm was coming, and then the storm came. You wonder if the barometric pressure gets on their bladders or whatever, kind of like bass fishing, They seem to eat real good right before a big storm, but not so much once it passes through. And I was just curious if that might have had something to do with it.
I think it's more right now, it's the moon phase.
Okay.
Moon's up from about midnight till about noon.
So they're feeding at night.
They're eating pretty good at night, especially with the outgoing tide late in the afternoon like we've been having.
Did you ever have one on that you're like, okay, if I can get this one, this is a difference maker? Because you got two really good ones. So I know that you were at least momentarily in an area where they were. Did you have anything come unbuttoned to break you off or anything, or that's pretty much the best of what bit?
Now, I had one fish that was at least as big as those two bigger ones that I pitched at him. He ate like he was supposed to. I set the hook, and it just came out.
Oh,
and
my goodness.
it is what it is. It's fishing.
I I know, it's fishing, huh? Well, let's thank your sponsors. I know you got a lot of great ones. And also in this area, you run a tour here as well. Tell me what the name of that is again.
That's the Salt Pro Redfish Series.
Okay, Salt Pro, kind of like we're here at the Salt Club. So it's the Salt Pro Redfish Series. Y'all are done for the year. And who won Team of the Year?
The Team of the Year was won by Michael Fesco and Holden Ashworth. He's a high school kid, real good bass fisherman. And the series is over for the year. It benefits the Salt Club. And it's first year we did it and worked out pretty good. I got big hopes for it.
Now, that's Jorgensen is the title sponsor or just one of the partners in it?
Jorgensen's one of the sponsors in it.
Okay, Jorgensen Marine. So he does a lot of work on a lot of people's boats. I know your stuff and Freddie and different people from this area. So now, who won it last year? When y'all were doing your series, who won Team of the Year last year?
Me and Jeremy Reeves won.
And so what was the first rule they made when you decided you was going to put this tournament on? I know you probably made the rule too, but what's the first rule?
I can't fish.
Yeah. So congratulations, Fesco. But we're not saying you beat the best of the best in this. No, I'm just teasing. But it's great that you're doing that. I know it raises money for Salt Club, and they only get 1 or 2 opportunities a year to make their money. They do a lot for the community and a lot for the children and everybody around here. They're going to have a big weekend out here. We teamed up with them, but Saturday and Sunday is going to be their big day. So we're really excited about that, and it's great that you're doing that for them.
Yeah, this is their big fundraising weekend, and I hope everybody will come out and support them. You don't have to fish. You don't have to enter the tournament. You can come out here and buy a bunch of raffle tickets, sit back and win some fine stuff, and bring it home and have a good time.
That's awesome. Well, let's thank your sponsors real fast. I know you got Stingery and a couple others. Let's thank them, and we'll let you get to the house and get something cold to drink.
Stingray Restaurant Moreno, Brad Baradas, thank you, sir, for getting me where I am right here. Obviously, Pipkin Ranch, and we're going to be over there at Pipkin Ranch later on tonight eating steaks. Triple H Real Estate. Okay. I really appreciate what he does for me. If you ever need a recreational property, he's the guy to call. And
for me, he'd have to sell real small property pieces, like. and I see your girls here today.
Yeah, and I get to thank the redhead in person today, which I really appreciate. Thank you, babe.
Yeah, that's awesome stuff. Thank you, Tony. Thank you for all you do. Tony Viator, your new leader. All right. So now we're into the 20s right now. And we're going Will Granberry all the way from down in Port O'Connor. He's coming up next. All right, let's keep these fish upright. We're going to get them released back today. Tammy, let them get in there and work them. You just stay over here and help over here on this side. They got young bass. They can bend down and do all that. Hey, guys, we don't want to fall into the pool. There's no way they're going to live. So let's just keep working with them, okay? Tammy, come back to your post. They got it. All right, all the way from Port O'Connor area, Texas Ranger Whiskey Pro, Mr. Will Granberry. Come on up, Will. Y'all can put your hands together and welcome him as he comes to the stage. What's up, my brother? You got 3 of them today? 2. 2 fish. 2 alive. $12.79. Boy, that 3rd fish would have been good, wouldn't it?
It would have, and he was 1/8 inch over.
Oh, my goodness. Did you find that out here or out there?
Over yonder, in the water.
Yeah, that's smart. You was able to release him right away.
Oh, yeah.
Let's grab your 2 fish and hold them up for a picture. Now, is one of those in there a big old 8-pounder? You're in that Brecknell Big Red Challenge, too.
I am. Unfortunately, he's not quite that big.
Okay. $12.79. There we go. There we go. Y'all put your hands together. Show some love, Mr. Will Granberry. Fantastic. Now the red box awaits you on the side. You want to weigh that one? You looking at it twice? 778.
Let me just get a weight on him.
Okay, then hold on. Give me that black bag. Hey, good work right there. You ain't got to open it. I'm just gonna you got to open it.
Now I can weigh another one tomorrow.
Yeah, it's of the tournament.
Yeah.
Put him in there. What we're going to do is we're going to look right here. Let's go ahead and let it lock in. Since we're here, Will, don't do no harm. Because one of the tiebreakers is the biggest red. So if you get tied with somebody, that's a 7-12. 7-12. You can pick him up and take him to the red box. Tammy will take it from there. Thank you, Toady. That was good work. Quick thinking. All right, Mr. Will, come here. I know you had the third fish on.
Oh,
And I know the one that was a little bit too big, but talk about your day out there on the water.
Well, I started out with that 28 first fish. First 10 minutes I was there. Pulled up on the flat. He was sitting right there. Just pitched right to him. He just gobbled it up, set the hook, fish on. Got him into the boat. Took a measurement on him. He was just right there. That's a tough decision. You know, you're sitting on that fence and.
Were you tempted to ride around with a little bit and see if he was to shrink up?
I did. I said, let's just see what he does. And there's always that smidgen of hope that they're going to shrink. They never do. They don't.
They go longer.
Yeah. And he did. He ended up stretching out another 1/8 inch to quarter over, and I let him go. Swam off good and healthy and strong, and got in on about a 400-yard stretch and just picked up fish. Saw a couple other fish, went back around, did it again, picked up another fish, went around the corner, saw 2 good fish, casted to them, and the bigger one outswam the smaller one, and the bigger one was 30.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Another over.
Another over. So I ended up catching 4 fish today. 2 of them were over, and those 2. And, you know, it is what it is.
Now, and I know you still got another day of competition, but kind of tell us what you were throwing to them. Do you find that they really like that Berkeley gulp, or were you trying to go on top of the water and make it? Was it dirty water, clean water? Talk about the conditions.
So all week I've used 2 lures, a gold spoon and a pack of crawl, a white pack of crawl. They think it's a crab, and when they see it in that dirty water, it's bright, it's strong. They pick up on it real easy, and they just gobble it up. So
Do you have to kind of not dead stick, but do you have to work that crab, that imitation crab, a lot slower, or can you still power fish?
no, you want to, if you let it sit, they'll turn off of it. You've got to imitate that as they think it's a crab.
Okay.
And you want to imitate that as a crab trying to get away from them.
Okay.
And if you can trigger that instinct, they're going to eat it. If you just let it sit there, they'll just nudge off of it. So it's all just a reaction bite. The gold spoon, on the other hand, they see it, that flash. Gold spoon's been around forever. It's probably the oldest redfish bait ever made. And they see it, and they're just going to destroy it. So that's the only 2 lures. I've started out throwing topwaters early in the morning, just not any interest. And then once the sun gets up a little bit and you can start to see and you can find some clear water, that's kind of the key. And in this area, clear is a relative thing. That would be dirty water back home for us, and we wouldn't think twice about it, fishing it. So anyways, you find that clearer water and just start working your areas and your structure. And sometimes they're in tight, sometimes they're off the bank. 2 days ago, they were off the bank. This morning, they were in tight. You know, yesterday, found some fish in tight and some fish off the bank. So they were a little bit all over the place yesterday.
I was going to say, it's not really a real pattern you can lock in on. Boy, it sounds tough. That's one of the worst things you want to see is when they're not stable.
It is. You know, earlier in the week, I was on some real stable fish. I had 21 and a 23 on Monday and Tuesday of pre-fishing, and I thought, all right, I had something figured out. Then as the week went on, they pulled off of that pattern, and my numbers have dropped down. And it's been tough, and I expected something about like what I had today. I was pleased with seeing the bigger fish in this area that I hadn't seen before, so that's a good bonus for me.
All right, tell me real quick, you're already signed up for 2023. This is your first season on the solo tour.
Yes, sir.
What is it about this, not the tour, not patting nobody on the back, what is it about the competition head-to-head that has you liking what you're doing enough to go ahead and sign up for next year? Do you just like the fact that it's you against somebody else and there isn't a whole bunch of other peripherals you have to worry about?
I do. You know, I've always kind of been an individual kind of a guy, anyways, just by my very nature, and I enjoy being able to just see how I stack up against the competition. Every one of these guys, every single one of them are just world-class, top top-notch guys, just can fish unbelievably well in any condition, any water, any system. Another part to it is guiding every day in the home waters. You get stuck in a rut and you get stuck in a grind, and being able to break out of that, it keeps you fresh. It keeps you applying that knowledge base that you know and almost kind of forget back home, to be able to apply that into areas that you've never fished, never seen. The number 2 stop, I'd never been to Louisiana, never fished in Louisiana. I didn't know. I had to look up the place on the map before I went there. Yes. So, and the same for Port Arthur here. You know, I've never fished here, so I just dove in. I studied my maps. I did my research. I picked out 2 or 3 areas I wanted to narrow it down. I just dove in on them, and you can get in there really quick and start to figure it out. And just it is. It's just very rewarding.
Yeah.
So
It's like in golf, they have a saying: you get your swing from digging in the dirt. You just got to put in the practice. You got to get it out of the dirt, and it's the same thing out here. You got to get it out of the water. You got to make casts. You got to learn, and you got to always be innovating. And that's what these guys have done for so many years.
absolutely, and that's the thing about it is I'm fighting that curve, and there's a lot to be said for experience. And every one of these men out here have fished this tour, these waters, this stretch of the coast for a long time, and I have never done that. And so when you're going against that learning curve, you know, it can be a challenge. You can't get too much in your head about a bad day, and you can't get too much in your head on a good day. You know, you got to stay level. Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Well, let's say hi to somebody watching at home. Thank your sponsor. I was going to ask you, did you bring any samples for the ribeye later tonight? Not for me, but there might be some other guys that want to try it.
So I would like to thank my sponsor, Texas Ranger Whiskey. I would also like to thank Jecko's and Port O'Connor. They stepped up huge with some donations. Just all of my sponsors. Without their support, I just couldn't do it. So thank you to everybody.
Okay, brother. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I know you'll be back out there giving them heck again.
Absolutely. Fish hard. That's all you can do.
All right, Will Granberry, one more time, y'all. Put your hands together for him. Great job, young man. All right, so here we go. Victoria, Texas is next. This is Arnold Oil Pro, Mr. Mark Robinson, and I've seen 3 or 4 comments. Well, all you gotta do is crank up that SCB and get it going. I'm like, Bubba, he ain't in no SCB right now.
Ready?
I'm ready for it. Are you ready for it?
It's real light. Real light.
Your bag's real light.
My bag's real light.
All right, here we go. You got 3 fish.
I got 3.
Okay, I only put 2 when I saw the weight. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. Let me go back and put 3.
I got two that equals 1. So
Here we go. Okay, 2048 is leading it. Mike Fournette's got the big red at this point. Your 3 fish, 3 alive, are going to go 1684. 1684. You got an 8-pounder in there, Mark?
I think I might have an 8-pounder.
Okay, well, get your 2 little ones out and leave your big one. And don't do like Tony. Tony put a 7.9 over in the bucket, and he weighed a 7.76. But I didn't want to say, no, look at those. Good Lord, son. Son, okay. Oh, goodness. He's got something here. Yeah, it's called bait. But here we go. Okay, Mark, you need a 7.78 to knock your good friend Mike Fournette out. Here we go. Could be a $4,000 fish. He said, bye, Felicia. Here we go. The big red, 8.80, almost a 9-pounder. There we go. Fantastic. Now you can hand them over to Tammy. Looks like they're doing good in the tank. I kind of want to jump in there. Huh? I might do a 1.5 into that thing before it's over with. All right, 1684 to 880. You know what? If nothing else, Mark, with the number of competitors that are here, a $4,000 single fish, that's not a bad day, is it?
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad day. Hopefully Gary's fish gets kicked out because he's got a hammer over there in his tub. So,
hold on a second. Mark just put something in my pocket. Am I supposed to share this with Toady? Oh, shh. That's all he had, but he's got good credit. Hey, buddy. Well, I'll tell you what. We know Gary can catch them. I told Gary we got to kick a fish out because we can't have you run away with this Angler of the Year. Angler of the Year and second place Angler of the Year going to that Yamaha Bassmaster Redfish Cup Championship again this year. That's going to be a hoot. This year fishing for a $100,000 purse. You're not out of it, son, but you need to, like you did first of the year, unwire his boat or something.
Yeah, like my fish got kicked out last tournament. Hopefully it's his turn.
He only says that with as much love as he can muster.
I got to pick on him every time, and he always kicks my butt.
I know Mark already said, we're kind of doing things a little bit different, that we're actually showing the pictures from behind the weigh table here. And so we're over there, and Mark's like, yeah, you'll have to put an arrow down for Gary so everybody will know where he is. And I cannot believe I repeated that, but we love him. He's a great guy, and we appreciate you too. So real quick, tell the folks watching a little bit about your day out there. 2 smaller fish, 1 really good one. Did you have another big one on that you wish you could have got in?
Yeah, I had several. If I was fishing in Texas waters, I would have had a great sack. I would have had 3 over 27. Wow. But I kept one that was 27 and 7/8. That was my biggest one. I had a couple that were borderline, let them go, and I had a couple 27 and a half, so which I couldn't keep them. So I let those go, and I was catching, some 6 and 7 pounders in there with them, but those never showed up. I was able to catch 2 3-pounder, whatever, 4-pounders, whatever they were, and that's all I could do.
Yeah, we saw that, and we saw you weigh in on Facebook and different things. We saw you weigh in 2 fish that it had to be tempting to at least ride around with them for a little bit. 28 and a 16th, 28 and an 8th. It's like, Mark, if you can just get a little bit smaller fish, and then you come all the way back to a 4-pounder, that's not what you were looking for.
Yeah, well, luckily I had caught that bigger one right before that, so that one that it was right on it, and it's just not worth taking a chance on day 1. Day 2, tomorrow, smart. If I have 2 3-pounders in there, I'd probably put that in the live well, but I already had the other one, so, I'm not going to take a chance on something like that.
That's so smart. And a few years ago when you won the national championship, and it was right here in these waters during Mardi Gras and all that stuff, what a big celebration that was, and you won that big $75,000 yellowfin. I mean, what a great week that was. The fishing was tough then, too, but you figured out something, and since then, I think it shows. Of course, you're a mature fisherman, but not trying to do too much on day 1 can help you at least stay in it till the end and come back and win something like that.
Yeah, you just you can't take chances like that. It's just not worth it. I mean, you saw what happened to me and Bo in the last tournament. We took a chance, but that's all we could do. We had to swing for the fence, and it didn't work out. So, we would have been 3rd. We got bumped down to 5th place, and I can't have that right now.
Yeah, you got to put cash in the bank, baby. You got to pay for that Tidewater. Brand new 25-foot cat. We're proud to see you in that thing. We hope you're getting along with it. I know there's a lot of adjustments. You've been in a different boat for a number of years, and so we know that's going to take some getting used to. Let's thank your sponsors. Say hello to Allie, whoever might be watching at home.
Say hi to Allie, my baby, my mom, dad, whoever's watching. I got a good support group out there. Arnold Oil, they take care of me. Anything I need for the boat, anything, they're always there to help out. Waterloo rods, Lew's reels, Mercury outboards. Even though I'm running a Yamaha right now, but
Mercury's your sponsor.
Mercury's my sponsor, but I'm going to be running a Yamaha for a while until I can get something new. Coastline trailers, red tail optics. Without them, I wouldn't be able to see these fish I'm sight casting.
And you did a great product demo earlier today. Who was that for?
Oh yeah, frog togs. You got to have those frog togs. It seems like we always fish in the rain every tournament. That's probably the number 1 piece of gear that you have to pack every tournament.
It's the Elite Rainfish Series, baby. You got to have your Frog Togs on. It was funny you did that and did a great product demo. I know that Will and the folks at Frog Togs appreciate that. Mark, thank you so much. Good call on day 1, and we look forward to seeing you swing for those fences tomorrow.
I'm swinging.
I know you are, buddy. Hit a home run. Mr. Mark Robinson from Victoria, Texas. All right, that's going to conclude it. We've weighed everybody, and there's no one else to weigh. So we'll see everybody tomorrow when there's somebody else to weigh, because there's nobody else to. He's not paying attention to me, Tony. It's really hard to make this work when, oh, there's Gary. Yeah, you're hiding. He's standing straight up right by the bump tank, and he's hiding. All right. Well, it's good to see. Bo, I think, is getting taken care of. He is safe and okay. And then Chuck Braddock, I just saw to the side of the stage. And so We're going to weigh in our last angler, angler number 97. Angler number 97. That's his angler number, not his boat number. I done learned these tricks, man. Spotted Addiction pro Gary Moreno coming off his first win ever at the Mardi Gras tournament in Metairie, Louisiana. He's got his fingers crossed. Toady is now measuring a 29-inch fish that Gary's hoping will shrink down. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Toady, don't do it. Don't feel sorry for him. No way. He's good? Oh, man, the computer and the scales just broke. The scales broke. We'll have to come back tomorrow. Throw that fish back. Oh, my goodness. He is so happy. The only guy who didn't get in the big red side pot. So sorry for Gary. I'm so sorry for... Oh, come on. Oh, my gosh. Put your hands together. Spotted Addiction pro Gary Moreno. Come on up here. Son. You got me. Come on. Get my shoulder. There we go. I got you, baby. I got you. Okay, throw your 9 pounds in there. Here we go. Now, you can't win it on day one, but you can
lose it on
no,
day one.
but you can sure look good going to the ribeye.
Yes.
You'll be the most popular guy at dinner tonight. They'll be like, Gary, I've always wanted to kind of just hang out with you. You want to get together tomorrow morning, and we'll kind of see what we're doing, you know.
And the good thing is everybody says, we're going to follow him.
Yeah.
But when you're the slowest boat in the fleet, guess what?
Nobody wants to. Hey, they don't have the patience. Gary's like, everybody's following me. I got it set on 26. Follow if you want to. I know where I'm going, baby. Hey, folks, the leader's got 2048. Okay? That's the total for Tony Viator. 3 fish, 3 alive for Gary Moreno. He needs 2048. He's got 2040. 8 100s behind the leader. Reach in, grab your 2 smallest ones, and then leave the big one in there. Is that too high? You want me to put it on the ground?
Yeah, I need some help here.
Can I get my staff to move the weigh table?
Just bring a box.
Bring a box. Oh, look at this one, y'all. Look at this one. Hold that. Show that up. Show that fish. Oh, yeah, that's the quality he can go right there. This is your other small one.
I think this is my other small one.
Okay, this one's weighing 748. Does that sound right for you? Okay, sit him down. We're now going to scramble the fish, reach in and grab the small one again. It was so much fun having him do it the first time. You got him? Huh? Wow. Yeah, Ray Charles can see that one's smaller. All right, hold on. Don't hold nothing up for a picture yet. We're weighing fish. Somebody tell him how we do this stuff. Gary Moreno, your points leader right now, looking at Angler of the Year. All that goes with it, a brand new Tidewater Yamaha rig, and it's his first weigh-in ever by the appearance. No, I'm teasing. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, he needs an 880 or better to just kind of pick his leg up on Mark Robinson. I can't believe he's going to do this. Here's the Brecknell Big Red today, 937. 937. There you go, baby. Go drop that little one to Tammy. Bring. Oh, here's Mark. Here, come here. Come here. Come here, baby.
Come on, get on the ladder.
Come on, get up there.
There you go.
Stop on the fort. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together. Great job, Mark. Mark said that's actually actual and symbolic, that you're climbing that ladder of success.
That's it.
And he's really proud of you. He told me to say that. Here we go. Okay, now we have a new special thing. Stand back here. Get your picture. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, y'all. We got to adjust the stage. Okay. Hey, hold on. One more thing. Hold on. Okay. Go ahead now. Okay, now come out here. Get to the front, buddy. Callie's doing all she can. There we go. Your leader, as day one is going to conclude, not your leader, your big fish leader. He's 08 100ths behind the leader, Tony Viator, but he is the Brecknell Big Red leader with a 937. That one fish may be worth $4,000. So if you win the tournament, now we're going to get real with the folks watching because there's no way they can believe this. You win the tournament, you got to beat 6 other people. I'm putting $6,000 in your pocket. That Big Red holds up. That's another $4,000. That's your second time you've gotten $10,000 this year, and you haven't fished against double-digit field size yet. Can you say quality over quantity?
Let me make a quick correction, Pat, because my wife's watching. It's only 1,000.
It was 1,000. I had too many zeros. He's only coming home with $1,000. I'm so sorry, Gary. I sure didn't mean to throw you out there like that. You know, the truth comes along at the worst times.
It happens. It happens.
But she's going to be at dinner tonight, right?
She'll be at dinner tonight. Yes.
Okay, so you can blame it on me again. But that's got to feel pretty good. I mean, this year's really been a standout year for you so far. I know you got a lot more to do. Nobody's counting the chickens before they hatch. But, boy, you got to be pleased coming from where you did just in 2021. And we used to have fun that you were one fish Moreno. Every tournament, you could have a 10-fish limit. I'm bringing in one. You've done so good.
You know, I wanted to say, thanks to my family for really supporting me and really pushing me. There was several times that I said, I don't know if I got it because these guys are the best of the best. I can't hold myself to a level that these guys actually compete at. And, they believed in me. They pushed me. Thank the good Lord above, for guiding me in the directions that I need to go.
I believe that. And, you started out with adversity this year. First couple tournaments, you've got alarms going off on your motors. One you had to pull out of, one you had to go pull it out and go get it fixed and different things. Looks like all that's ironed out. How good does it feel, knock on wood, how good does it feel just to go out there and battle the fish and the elements and not have to worry about electronics and technical stuff like that?
It was a whole another different aspect today. And I didn't worry about a thing. The guys at Lithium Pro, they really hooked me up and got me running with my trolling motor. Rockport Marine, they're picking me up as another one of my sponsors, and they took care of my boat. They brought it in. They got all the bugs worked out of it, and I want to say thank you to Rockport Marine for taking care of me. Now I don't have to worry about alarms and just go out and do my job and enjoy what the Lord had blessed us to do.
Yeah, that's awesome stuff. And I know you're going to see your family later this evening, but you got sponsors you want to talk about real quick?
Yes, sir. I want to thank El Pescador Boats, Crisscross Creations, Republic Testing. Thank you, guys. I'm looking forward to another year. I picked up Power Pole. Thanks to the guys at Power Pole. Frog Tog, they kept me dry today, literally. Yeah. And Hook Spit, Fins Braid, and thank the Lord.
All right, buddy. Well, it's great to see you. That big fish is impressive, brother. We'll talk about it tonight over dinner. Yes, Gary, thank you so much. Gary Moreno, all the way from Baytown. All right. Well, we've still got another 40 to go, but we got to turn off the live stream for now because with the data have ran out. And, okay, we're just having some fun with you. But thank you so much for tuning in. That's day one. Let me tell you what's going to happen. Day two tomorrow, of course, we're going to conclude this event. Got a lot of money, a lot of prizes for the guys, and, of course, that ever-coveted Bassmaster Redfish Cup Championship ticket to punch for the Angler of the Year and the second-place Angler of the Year. They're going to go over and they're going to join Barney White and Dwayne Mills, who won the Team of the Year. So they're in that event. And now we're going to punch the tickets here with the next three events all in Texas. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we look forward to seeing how this thing pans out. So after tomorrow, when the boaters get through, the guys you saw today, and we get through with those awards, we're going to turn it loose to our kayakers, and they're coming in strong, 32 strong. It's going to be a great afternoon to be here at the Salt Club. And then you've got the tournament and the activities that the Salt Club is putting on. You heard Tony talk about that a little bit. And that's tomorrow and Sunday. It's going to be all kinds of festivities out here. Make sure you make plans to get out on Pleasure Island right here in Port Arthur, Texas, and come to the Salt Club. You can't miss it. Just come off the bridge, turn to the right, and drive till you see a bunch of boats and motors and tents, and it's going to be a big time again tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Pat Malone. This is the Frog Talks Elite Redfish Tournament Series presented by Yamaha. Thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow when we do it all again right here on the Elite Redfish Tournament stage. Thank you.